we will now look at how to compute the derivative of a polynomial. To do this, let's remind ourselves of the tools we just discovered. First, we found that the derivative of x to the n is n times x to the n minus 1. Then, we saw that the derivative of a sum of two functions, f of x plus g of x, is the sum of their derivatives, f prime of x plus g prime of x. Finally, we saw that the derivative of a constant c times f of x is c times the derivative of f of x. Let's now use these to compute the derivative of some polynomials. In our first example, let's look at f of x equals 2 times x to the third minus 4 times x squared plus x plus 5. To compute its derivative, let's first break it up into its terms, 2x cubed minus 4x squared, x, and 5. We can do this because our second rule tells us that the derivative of a sum is the sum of the derivatives. Next, we will pull out the constants. So the derivative of 2x cubed is 2 times the derivative of x cubed. The derivative of negative 4x squared is negative 4 times the derivative of x squared. The derivative of x is just the derivative of x, and the derivative of 5 is simply the derivative of 5. Now, using our power rules, the derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. The derivative of x squared is 2x. The derivative of x is 1. And our constant has a derivative of 0. Simplifying this, we get 6x squared minus 8x plus 1. So the derivative of 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 5 is 6x squared minus 8x plus 1. For our next example, let's look at the function x to the 12th plus 2x cubed minus x plus 1. Again, to compute its derivative, we want to break it up into its terms. Here, we have the derivative of x to the 12th plus the derivative of 2x cubed plus the derivative of negative x plus the derivative of 1. Now we can factor out the coefficients. So we have the derivative of x to the 12th plus 2 times the derivative of x cubed minus the derivative of x plus the derivative of 1. Finally, using our power rule to take these derivatives, we get 12 times x to the 11th plus 2 times 3x squared minus 1 plus 0. Simplifying this, we have 12 times x to the 11th plus 6x squared minus 1. So the derivative of x to the 12th plus 2x cubed minus x plus 1 is 12 times x to the 11th plus 6 times x squared minus 1. For one more example, let's look at the function negative 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4. Computing the derivative here, again we want to break it up into its terms. So we have the derivative of negative 3x cubed plus the derivative of 2x squared plus the derivative of negative 4. Factoring out the coefficients, we have negative 3 times the derivative of x cubed plus 2 times the derivative of x squared plus the derivative of negative 4. Then computing these derivatives, we have negative 3 times 3x squared plus 2 times 2x plus 0, which simplifies to negative 9x squared plus 4x. So we have that the derivative of negative 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4 is negative 9x squared plus 4x.